Hi there, again from Bali. Susan here, and as many of you know, I'm a psychologist. And so I'm very interested in inner child work and how we can release feelings and situations and problems that are still stuck within ourselves. And often we don't even know what these are. So, what I've found with Fast Track for Kids, which is what I want to talk about today, Fast Track for Kids, working with your inner child. So, one way that we do this, there's several different ways to do it, but one way that works quite well is that the practitioner, or me in this case, I muscle test the person to see what age would be appropriate. They may have an age themselves that they're aware of. They have issues that are still, they're conscious of these issues, and so we can also use that. But if they don't have an age like that, um, I can muscle test them and get an age. This age may resonate for them or may not. So sometimes they say, oh yeah, that's an important age. I remember, blah, blah, blah. And then we can start from there. But often as well, they don't have any memory of that. They go, oh, really? I have no memory for that age, none. And so we just carry on um, with doing the cards, playing the cards. And I just want to show you briefly some of these cards. So first we ask people to look at the cards and to pick cards given that age, what happened at that age. And to ask, so these are a couple of different cards, different, left out, and sad. So for example, the person may pick these cards, and then, especially if they didn't have a memory of the age, related to the age, then once they pick the cards, then what happens is the memory starts coming. The issues start popping up, the story starts popping up, really from their subconscious, okay? It's been stored in their subconscious, and now with the use of the cards, it starts coming up into their conscious mind. And then they can tell the story about these cards, what this is related to. And of course, at age 10 or 11, ages like that, it's almost always the family. It could be school issues, of course, but most often it's the family. And so they tell a story about that. Uh, there's several different steps, but I'm just showing you the basics of it. So then we release these feelings. We get a number, how intense is this feeling in your body and where in your body, and then we release it with something over the meridians. And even though this looks kind of silly, and some people find it kind of too woo-woo, often people really can feel it. They can feel the energy releasing when you're releasing it over these meridians and chakras in the head. And then we check in. How are they doing? What level are they at now? How intense is it now? And then we also move to asking what's going to help release it more. Do they want to release it more, these feelings, and what's going to help it release it more? And so then I'll show you a couple of cards. Again, we have a number of different cards, but just to show you what the cards are. So then we go to that section with what will help you release these feelings more. Okay? And so for example, I just picked these two, supported and listened to. So we add those to the feelings that they were having problems with, and again we release them. What will it take to release these and to allow yourself to be listened to and supported? And again, it's very, very simple and very, very powerful. By this time, people are usually crying, and crying really in a way for joy that they understand this issue, that they get it, that they can see that this has still been impacting them, and that they can release these feelings. So after we release these again, and we get down to as low a level as we can get. Sometimes people aren't quite ready to really release the feelings all the way, and that's fine. We get as low a level as we can get, and then we ask people, we have more cards, and we ask people to look at those cards and to pick how they'd like to feel. So they get the idea that they can choose how they want to feel. They can let go of the old feelings and they can choose new feelings. So this is a big concept that many people don't have. So it's just part of the game, and it's just matter of fact, here, choose these cards. How would you like to feel? And again, I'll show you two of them. So we have loved and safe. So then they hold these cards up. They hold these cards up, look at these cards, find out who can give them these feelings. And if it's a child, if it's an inner child we're working with, then the older adult child can give these feelings to the child, to the younger child. There may be other people who can help. There may be other friends or relatives. And though we encourage them to give these to themselves, to their older self, to their younger self. They look at these cards, they enjoy them, enjoy the feelings of these cards, and then we have a procedure to have them absorb them back, to allow them to come into every cell of their body. And in Bali, we always say, come into their heart, because that's kind of how we think here in Bali. Come into your heart. So this is a very brief description of Fast Track for Kids for adults and the inner child in particular. And it's amazing. It's amazing how quickly it works, how you can release feelings and blocks that often you didn't even know you still had. And so, hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.